People who work in IT, what's the wildest thing you've discovered or had to do while at work? I was hired as IT director at a financial services company after their previous tech person quit without notice. Red flag number one. My first day, the CEO handed me a USB drive and said, "Guard this with your life. It's the only copy of our proprietary trading algorithm. Not a backup system, not a secure cloud solution. A single USB drive with a smiley face sticker that had been through the washing machine at least once." When I asked about backups, he laughed. Too risky. Hackers can't steal what doesn't exist online. I soon discovered why the previous IT person fled. This company managed over $300 million in client investments, using an algorithm that existed solely on that deteriorating USB drive. Every morning, the CEO would ceremoniously plug in the drive, run the algorithm to generate trading recommendations, then immediately remove it and put it in his pocket. If the drive wasn't working, they simply didn't trade that day. The algorithm itself, written by the CEO's college roommate 15 years ago, who had since disappeared to somewhere in Asia, nobody understood how it worked. Nobody could modify it. They just trusted it blindly. When I suggested creating a secure backup, the CEO looked at me like I'd suggested publishing their client list on Twitter. "The algorithm must remain air-gapped," he insisted. "Our competitors would kill for this code." I discreetly examined the USB when he wasn't looking. The drive was failing, with visible corrosion on the connector. It was a miracle it still worked at all. The true insanity became clear when I discovered their disaster recovery plan. In a sealed envelope in the CEO's desk was a hand-drawn map leading to a specific tree in a local park. Apparently, the algorithm creator had buried a metal box containing a backup drive in case of emergency. I'm not joking. Their contingency plan was literally buried treasure. The situation got worse. The CEO admitted that occasionally the algorithm would get moody and stop working. The fix? He would take the USB drive home and let it rest in his freezer overnight. This was not metaphorical. He had a dedicated ice cube tray where the drive would sleep to reset its energy. When I explained that freezing electronics isn't a recommended practice, he showed me their performance charts. The algorithm had consistently beaten market averages for 15 years. After each freezer reset, it would work perfectly again. None of this made technical sense, but I couldn't argue with their returns. I decided on a stealth approach. I told the CEO I wanted to enhance the USB's security and convinced him to let me work with it overnight. Instead, I carefully extracted the algorithm, analyzed it, and discovered something shocking. The code was elegant but straightforward, nothing that justified this level of paranoia. More surprisingly, it wasn't actually using any proprietary methods. It was applying well-known trading principles, just with parameters that happened to work exceptionally well for their specific market. I created an exact duplicate of the drive, then built a secure, encrypted backup system that looked like a vintage radio, complete with meaningless knobs and blinking lights. I told the CEO it was a quantum-isolated storage device that created backups that existed in a different dimension and thus couldn't be hacked. He loved it, especially when I added that it needed to be charged with financial energy by placing a dollar bill under it each night. The real solution, proper, secure backups, ran silently in the background while he performed his dollar bill ritual. 6 weeks later, the original USB drive died completely. The CEO panicked and was ready to start digging in the park when I introduced the emergency protocol for the quantum device. This involved him turning each knob in a specific sequence, which did nothing, while I restored from the actual backup. When the algorithm appeared on his screen, he looked at me like I'd performed actual magic. "The quantum dimension delivered," he whispered reverently. He gave me a substantial bonus and now introduces me to clients as their quantum security officer.